Welcome to Touchline. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, coming to you from the Newmarket Soccer Club, where we have 7 special ladies here that are on their way down south to the United States of America. Young lady, your name, please.
Nikki Filippone.
And tell me why we are here today at Newmarket Soccer Club, yourself and all your teammates.
Well, we've all had the chance to go down to the south, as you said, to play soccer and go to school, so I guess that's why we're here.
An amazing day, an amazing moment for you, your coaches, and parents, and we're going to talk about that very shortly. Young lady, your name.
Candace Whitehead.
Tell us what position you play as well.
I'm a striker.
And young lady, your name?
Sarah Reynolds.
Now, Sarah, I see that jersey. Where are you headed off to?
To Oakland University.
And where's Oakland University? In California or Michigan?
It's in Michigan.
Girl. Young lady, your name?
Ashley Campbell.
Ashley, what position do you play?
I play striker or attacking midfield.
Now, someone also told me you played on the provincial team, if I'm not mistaken, for Joey Lombardi and Ruben.
Yeah, I played on the provincial team since U14. It was a great experience, and I feel like I've developed a lot as a player, and the coaches are great, and it's a great program.
And Joey always likes to help out the girls as much as he can.
Yeah, for sure.
Young lady, your name?
Lauren Cadell.
Lauren, what position do you play?
I'm a goalkeeper.
One of the toughest positions out there. You've got to be mentally and physically ready. Tell me why you decided to be a goalkeeper.
I really just like the challenge, always knowing that I can be there for my team.
Now, let's be honest. When you were small, did they just push you in goal and say, here, you go ahead and play goalie because no one else wanted to play goalie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now tell me, there's got to be an opportunity for you going down south to really shine and show what you can do, because they came up here to scout you and get you, and there's a lot of great goalies down south. Where are you headed to?
I'm going to Bowling Green State University in Ohio.
And that's a great place to play soccer. Talk about, and that's going to be a strong division college that you're going to be playing a lot of good schools out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience. I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Young lady, your name?
Shelby Rolling.
Shelby, what position do you play?
Fullback or outside mid.
Where are you headed to?
I'm going to Columbus State University in Georgia.
In Georgia, that's going to be a lot of great fields. There are a lot of teams from Ontario have gone down to Georgia and play, and some of those fields are the best. Talk a little bit about when you got scouted up here. How did that process start? Did it start a year ago? Did people come up here to watch you, or were you at a showcase and did you get acknowledged there?
I've done a little bit of both. We've gone to showcases in the States and in Canada. It's been a good experience. Lots of scouts have come out to our games. Some have flew down and watched us play as well. And we've been to a few camps as well.
Now, young ladies, tell us, this must be a special moment for all of you, but there's got to be a special moment for a couple of you. I understand from the ages of under 9, you have been together. Which have been the 2 teammates or 3 that have been together since under 9? Yourself, Sarah? Talk a little bit about that, because that's amazing to be together with a couple teammates, and you're headed down south on a scholarship. Unbelievable. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, I think it's really great. We started off with a good team when we were young, and we continued that success all throughout our 9-10 years that we've been a part of the team. So we're really lucky for that, and it has really helped me develop as a player, because I don't think I would have been as good as a player as I am now if I didn't play with such a high intensity of a team. So I'm really thankful for that, and all my coaches who have coached me along and everything.
When I say the word Christine Sinclair, when I say Cara Lang, when I say many other great players in Canada, what goes through your mind? Do you one day want to be where they're at, representing the great country of Canada?
For sure, you hope to emulate them one day, but it's a dream that maybe might come true one day.
But you also understand you're heading down south in the United States, where their women's program is unbelievable, and right now it is the best in the world. Are you ready for the competition from the American girls?
I am most definitely ready. I've been ready since I started playing soccer.
And that's the great attitude we need here in Canada. Why do we need that attitude? Because the Americans have that. Do we miss that swagger that they have?
I think that in America, they're a lot more hardcore with their soccer and sports, and they just have the drive to win. And we do have that in Canada, and it's developing a lot. And the coaches that have came through to coach Canada, they've been improving each and every year. So I think that we can definitely get to that point.
That's great to hear. It's Friday night. You're not out clubbing. You're here at Newmarket Soccer Club. But many girls your age, unfortunately, are on the computer, on Facebook, clubbing, doing whatever they like to do, which is fine. But what do you want to tell that girl that's 8, 9, 10 years old, that wants to be where you're at, smiling today, happy, going down south to play the game you love? What do you want to tell them?
I really think that if you have a dream, then just follow it. Don't let anyone stand in your way, because if you want to accomplish something, you have the chance to do so.
Let's talk a little bit about your coach. I met him for a couple minutes. He seems very relaxed, reserved. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that would scream on the sidelines. I haven't seen him, so maybe you have. Talk about some of the qualities he instilled in you.
Mark Marshall's a great coach. He always pushes you to do your best. He's always there for you when you need to talk. You can email him or anything. Connie also helped out a lot with us as well. She was there often. She was a great coach as well. They pushed us to be our best, and they were really good.
And the last question is for all of you here, which is really important, and this is why I love doing this. Moms and dads have spent a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of running around, and I'm sure they've gone through a few cars and taken you all over our great province to tournaments and in the States. Who helped you to get to this point? Please tell us about mom and dad, or also a coach that really meant a lot to you.
Well, for sure, it has to be my parents are number one, because without them, I wouldn't be here. Because, of course, they were driving me. They literally drove me, and they always inspired me. But as a coach, there's one who I grew up with, and he was always there for me. His name's Joe Parolini, and he trained me since the age of 8, and I have him to thank for everything.
You mentioned Joe Parolini. I know Joe Parolini quite well, and we hope you're doing well, Joe. We know that you've been struggling, and we hope you're on your way to recovery. Who is important in your life that's helped you get where you're at today?
Definitely my mom and dad. My dad's always been my #1 fan. And Bill Connery as well, who was my coach since I was 8 to 14 years old, and he was the first coach who saw something in me.
Well said, young lady.
Definitely my parents as well. They've always been there for me, taking me to and from practice for however many years it's been. And yeah, and also coaches. All my coaches have really helped me develop, and especially Bill Connery and Mike Russell when I was younger. They really helped me develop into the player I am, and Mark Marshall to finish off my older years. So I'd like to thank them for all that.
Well said, with a great smile as well.
Thanks.
My parents, I know they're my biggest fans. I'd be nowhere without them. They've been with me every step of the way, and they push me through everything. They're always there for me, and I love them so much. Mark Marshall has known me since I was 12 years old. He's helped me develop as a player, and throughout all the years, I know he's always been a coach, even when he wasn't coaching me, that I could talk to and be there. He'd be there for me for support, and I just want to thank him for that.
That's well said, because it is so important today to have a coach that is getting the team ready on the field, but also off the field. It is so important to have that communication, that door open to help these youngsters out. Who is important in your life to help you get where you're at today?
Definitely my parents. They've been there for me every step of the way, always supporting me. And also Bill Connery was the first coach that ever really saw something in me. And Mark Marshall has carried me on and pushed me to become the player I am today.
Now, I know all the parents are behind you 100%, but they got to be behind a goalie a lot more than 100%. It's got to be 110, because after that, maybe that goal you should have stopped, or maybe that great save driving home. Mom and dad are always there, and your coach is always supporting you. I think that's what's so important.
Yeah, it's really inspiring knowing that they're always there for me through everything. It's really great.
Absolutely. Young lady, who's important in your life?
Definitely my parents. They have driven me to Newmarket for 5 or 6 years, and it takes me an hour and a half to get here. They've been through me this whole way, and they've showed so much support, and I thank them very much for that, and I really appreciate everything.
Right now, we are with two of the coaches at Newmarket Soccer Club that helped get these young ladies their scholarships down south. Connie Mercer, what a great day it is for the Newmarket Soccer Club, but also for yourself and Mark Marshall, because it puts a smile on your face. All that hard work, all that effort, and to see these young ladies smile, and their parents knowing they're going down there to first and foremost get an education and play the game they love. Talk about how this process started, because a lot of people out there want to know, did they come after your players, or did you make some phone calls to make some of the coaches down south come and watch them? How did it go about?
It was primarily coaches came to us. This team has been successful from a very, very early age, 3 Ontario Cups in a row. Most of the coaches did come to us. They've been recognized at various tournaments in the U.S. as well as Canada. Obviously, their exploits in the OYSL and the Ontario Cup. So we did have some contact, and we did call some coaches, but certainly the vast majority of the coaches came to us given their reputation.
You mentioned the word successful. What made your team, this collection of great athletes, so successful? Was it continually practicing, not once or twice a week, but maybe 4 to 5 times a week? Was it taking some money out of the team budget and bringing in someone that is really, really qualified, maybe a little bit more than some of the others, to help you and Coach Marshall out?
It was, I think that certainly the biggest factor is passion. They're not just great soccer players, they're fantastic young ladies who absolutely love the sport. So that, to me, that was the intangible, is their passion for the sport. Hardworking is sort of an understatement when it comes to this group. If it was 5 times a week, it was 6, sometimes 7 times a week, depending on where we were in the schedule or in the season. But that was the intangible. Coach Mark and I certainly brought the technical part of it, but the passion, the desire, the commitment to win, that was all of my players. It was nothing to do with me.
Let's not forget the commitment of the parents as well, because a lot of the parents, again, take a lot of time out of their life, away from work, and many events that are gone away on the side to give back to the team and their kids.
It can't be overstated. This parent group was phenomenal. Their passion was probably just as great as the players. I cannot imagine the amount of miles and the amount of phone calls and trips by the sideline, waiting for practices that were supposed to finish at 8 that sometimes went to 8:30, maybe 9, maybe even a little later. So it was certainly the parent group. I can't say enough. Saying thank you seems a little bit inadequate, but I hope these players, hopefully when they get our age, will understand the commitment and the sacrifice these parents have made.
Well said. Mark, for the last 15 years, our Ontario ladies have been sought after by U.S. colleges and universities continuously. Why is that? Why do they keep coming up here in droves, grabbing our young ladies? Because they're such great athletes. And, they understand the game of football, as we say. But their American girls are just as good, but they keep coming up here. Why?
Well, I think we've got a hotbed of talent right now. I think the female game in Ontario and in Canada has just grown and grown and grown, and it's generated the passion and some of the drive that's behind them. And I think once you start to get a successful group, then it always seems to be the next group must be more successful. So it's just been for me, from a club standpoint, also from a provincial standpoint, it's been a pleasure to work with wonderful players every year, and they seem to be getting better and better as time goes on. So, I think a lot of the hard work is being done by the clubs now. Technical coaches are getting better and better, and the players that we've seen coming out of the clubs are getting better. So the Americans are going to keep on coming back because it's a hotbed for quality players.
Well said. Mark, what advice do you want to give these young ladies going down south? What do you want to tell them to be prepared for? You've seen a lot of soccer down south, men's and women's. What did you tell them that they need to be ready for?
A lot of hard work. It's not going to be easy. I mean, they've worked hard in their youth games up here, but it's a different kettle of fish down there. You can't let your standards slip. You're going to be pushing, you're going to be working hard, but you've also got to focus on your studies as well, because that's a big part of this. It doesn't matter how well you play on the field, it's off the field is just as important. So enjoy it, make the most of it. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I wish I had that opportunity, by the way, but make the most of it. Make the most of it.
Absolutely. Mark, the last thing is this. You and I come from an Italian background, yourself as well from Europe. I know for a fact a lot of good Canadian players have tried to go to Italy and England, and as soon as they see that so-called Canadian boy or Canadian girl or Ontario boy, Ontario girl, in the first couple practices, they really go hard. They really go hard to make a statement. Are our young ladies, are our young boys understanding what it really takes to compete with the best in the world now?
I think they are, and I think it's come down to many factors, Anthony. I think the exposure that the sport's getting on TV now, we're getting football, soccer as we call it here, every single day. So I think it's opened a lot of eyes to players that understand there's lots more opportunities out there, but the opportunities are difficult, and you got to work hard. And I think it's going to get better and better as time goes on. I really do. The opportunities are going to become more and more for them.
Well said, and a proud day for these coaches from the Newmarket Soccer Club. Well done. Thank you. Well, now, before we let you go, we understand you also won an Ontario Cup. Am I right? 3. Wow, 3. That's outstanding. And also a national championship you've gone to, correct? Have you won? But you've participated, which was great, and that's what's important. And those are the memories you're going to take away for sure, is Ontario Cup champions, where many other young ladies would have loved to win 1, but you won 3. Ladies, good luck, have fun, but most importantly, represent your province, your club, and most importantly, yourself 100% day in and day out. And good luck. And thanks for joining us once again here on Touchline.